is the beautiful painting we're going to do today. It's a landscape. You see it has a lot of reflections. And I also have the reference photo there that I got from Pixabay for you. And I will show you how to do a landscape from a reference photo today. And all you need for this painting is your cad red, cad yellow, ultramarine blue, black, burnt sienna, and sap green and white. And the brushes I'm going to use are my fan brush and a bristle brush, size 8. And I have a liner brush. And I have a chiseled edge synthetic brush. And I have a Filbert brush. I may or may not use the Filbert, but it's nice to have extras around. Today I'm working on a 9 by 12 canvas. The canvas I'm using is a stretch canvas. See? These are nice because you can hang them right up on the wall. You don't need to frame them. All right. So get your chisel edge size 8 brush out, or you can get a synthetic brush if you like, flat, and take some blue and some white. Make a nice pale blue sky. That's what's up there on the reference photo. Nice pale blue sky. So we'll do the top of the sky first. Okay. And then we'll come down so far, because the horizon line is probably down here. Just mark it off a little bit there. And we're going to need to leave some space for a pinkish color. I'm going to add more white to that. Just going to pick up white and put that right in there. Keep it nice and light. Back and forth. See how it all blends itself. Good. Come down here with some more white. Back and forth. Now we leave that little space for our pinkish color. So all you have to do is clean your brush. And now we'll make some pink. It's only a matter of getting some red and white. Making a nice light pink. Very light, more white than red, okay? And we will come down here underneath here. And it's okay to go into your blue. Good. Because we want to blend the two colors together while they're wet. So you can work wet on wet. All right. It's nice. Hear the crunching of the paper, of the canvas. All right. That looks nice. Right up into your blue, it's okay. As long as it's both wet, it will blend really nice. See the nice blend you got? That's pretty. Okay, so clean your brush again and go back into some blue and white. And we will put another bit of blue just underneath the pink. It's okay to go into your pink a little bit, just as long as you don't have too much blue on there. Add more white, brighten it up. So we get to keep our pink. Good. Just putting on a little more white. I like adding white to keep it nice and bright. And keep the paint wet also. Nice. Now when that dries, we'll put the tape on to get our horizon line. As you can see, there's the blues, the pink, there's a little bit of blue down here. We'll put our horizon line probably down just a little above the blue. So get your painter's tape and put that on your canvas where you want your horizon line. So if you go by the reference photo, you can see it's probably 1/3 the way down if you want to break it up into thirds. Now as you can see, there's the land down here with flowers on it. I know the reference photo is a bit faded, but I'm going to have a clearer photo for you on my Patreon page and somewhere else where you can find it. I'll let you know. So I'm going to mark off where this is. So I'm thinking down here. Oh, you can have it whatever way you want. Don't have it exactly like the reference photo. Just make a couple little humps for the flowers. And I'm going to right to the corner. See? So as you can see on the reference photo, it's a bit dark here. It's nice and pink down here, and then it gets darker as it comes down. So what we can do it either way. Put the pink on first and then the blue, or you can put the blue on first and then the pink. So I think I'm going to put on, let's see what will work best for us. Let's go with some blue, and then we'll fill it in with pink. All right. So the blue is nice and dark. I'm going to add a little bit of red to it just to purple it up a small bit, as you can see. So I just took my blue, add a little bit of red, and I'm going to leave a little bit of white so that it isn't too dark. And we're going to mix it up and put it on our canvas. So it comes in around here. It's okay to go over your line. Good. There we go. Now if you're having a hard time getting your paint to move, you can use this slow dry blending gel, medium. And you can get that in my Amazon shop, or you can get it maybe at Walmart or Staples, or wherever you can get it. And that will help your paint to move better and stay wet longer so you can blend. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette. So there's my blending gel right there. It looks white, but it usually dries clear. And I'm going to add a little bit of that, just a small bit, not too much for me, because I have, it won't dry fast for me, and I need to dry my paintings fast so I can move on to the next section for you, so it won't take too long. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blending gel to my paint, a bit of white, and try it out and see if you like it. If you don't, just use mist it with some water. Oh yeah, see how easier now that's moving? That's better. Good. And like I say, you can mist your paint with a misting, just a misting little, just water like that. Good. A couple of different things you can do. So now what I'm going to do is go with the pink, and I'm going to add my pinkish color, my white, make it nice and bright. Good. Throw a little bit of blue in there just to give it a nice little purplish haze. And more white, maybe a little bit of blending gel. Alright, let's see what happens. So we're going to put that on. Oh yeah, it's blending really nice now because of the blending gel. It's better. Blend it right in with the blue because I don't want that blue to be overpowering. Nice. I'm going to get more white. See, I'm just putting white on my brush now, and I'm going to put that right in there like that to brighten it up. That also keeps your paint wet, so you can work. I'll come right down into my blue. See how that all blends really nice? Pretty. Might add more white. Don't be afraid to try different things. You can always put more pink back if it's too bright. Okay, there we go. That's nice. See, in the picture, in the reference photo, it's nice and bright there in the center, so you can pick up more white. Start under your tape. Put in some more white just to brighten it up. See, that's pretty, isn't it? While everything's wet, so you can blend it without losing all the colors. There we go. It's pretty. As long as everything is wet, it'll blend beautifully. There we go. I think that's nice. Okay, let's take our tape off now and see how that looks. Okay, so we get a bit of a brightness there, which is fine because we're going to have some trees and stuff there too. Okay. So the next part I think I like to do is the grass down here. I like to do it in stages, and that helps get all your background colors on first, and then you put everything else on top. So I'm going to make my own green. Now you can use sap green with some blue and yellow. See how nice that is, how dark it is? Nice and dark. And more natural looking too. I'm using my bristle brush still. I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. That's all you need to do is tap, 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 tap. And that will give you texture for your grass. So get some more. Just tap away. All that texture. If you want add a little bit of interest to your grass, add some burnt sienna. A little bit of burnt sienna to your mixture that you just made, okay? The green that you just made. And you'll see how that changes the color a little bit. You can go back into here, and then you can put on some more green. And while everything's wet, that'll all blend nicely together. So just make some more green, or pick up your sap green. There we go. Yep, there we go, some more green. See how you're getting some different colors just by mixing in a little bit of color every now and then. And go back and forth over what you got done. Just fill in that whole space down there. Now you have an idea where your land is because you marked it off, but if you have to go up over that, or you want to make changes to the shape, go right ahead. Now I'm going to add a little bit of red this time to my mixture, like this. So I made my green, or I had my sap green, and then I took a bit of red. That kind of turns it almost to the same burnt sienna, just by adding a bit of red. It changes the color, because red and green makes brown. And I'll go back and get some more green. Clean off your brush if you have to. So just make some more green, or go get your sap green. Clean off your brush. Make sure you don't have... Alright, we'll go right to the corner here. See that? Isn't that nice? These textures. A little bit of change to your... You can even pick up red on your dirty brush like that and tap it into what you already have done. See? That'll also give you some nice colors. Look. Some quick little tips for you. Every time I try to do something, I try to throw in some tips and try to help give you some ideas on what way you can do your paintings. That's pretty. I also want to show you that because you're going to buy a reference photo, don't mean that you have to stick by it exactly. So I'm thinking I might want a few little clouds in the sky, okay? So there's no clouds in the sky there, but I kind of want something there. So I'm going to pick up some white on my clean brush with some blue. And I'm going to clean off my brush so there's not too much paint on it. Now that's probably dry by now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some circles. Make some faraway clouds. See? That's all you got to do. Look, I'm using the corner of my brush too, just so I won't get too much. Just the corner of your brush with hardly any paint. I barely see the paint, right? So I'm trying to decide where I would like some clouds. Maybe a bit of brightness here a little bit, where I can see a bit of brightness. See, a reference photo can help you figure out where to put things, but you don't have to have it exactly the same. So I'm just going to put some more clouds up here, just little circles. Then float around. It's moving away, moving away. I'm just starting to make circles, and then I kind of move away. See? Just soft, far away clouds. Just so easy and pretty. I like to do, you know, I might overdo it a bit, but where else can I put them? Maybe some down here. I don't know. Put them wherever you want. Look how pretty they are, though. Just by doing that. It's so simple, isn't it? I'm going to leave them soft. I'm not going to add any highlights to those. So that's my decision. If I want to have bright clouds, I want to have dark clouds, I want to have whatever I want in my paint. It's my painting. The reference photo is not going to tell me what I can and can't do, but it can help me put things in place. So now what we can do is, we're looking at the background, okay? So we got the background done, we got all the background done. Now we need to put on some trees back here. So, because this big tree here, you can't put that on first and try to work around it, so that'll come last. Same with the flowers, okay? But now these trees are in the background, so that's what we'll do next. So I'm still using this number 8 bristle brush. So you don't have to use a lot of brushes, but I like using as many brushes as I can so I can see what they do and see what they can do and experiment with them. But right now this brush is giving me all the texture and clouds that I need. So I'm going to go back in and get some green. Some nice dark green again. Alright. Nice dark green. Now the reason I'm using this brush is because I want the trees to be more of a thicker feel to them. So I'm looking at this now and I'm going to probably end my trees. Now when we get down here I might have changed to a smaller brush. Probably end them down here and probably bring them up to here. So just sort of make markings where you think things should go. So I'm just going to start underneath here just so I can get a feel for what way the brush is going to handle what I want. Okay, and I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 come down to that line. And then we're going to, if you make a mess there, we'll clean it up. Because the brush is a little big. Unless you're using a bigger. So we'll come down on an angle. So let's change now to a smaller brush. You still want to use a chiseled edge, okay? I'm sorry, a bristle, okay? Nice bristle brush. And you still want to get your dark green. And you still want to tap, 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 tap. All right. And same as grass, if you want to have some different colors in your trees, just throw in a little bit of red, a little bit of burnt sienna, while all the paint is wet. Alright, so we're going to get, there we go. Turn your brush whichever way you need to, but when you're doing the tops of the trees, make sure your brush is vertical, and if you're working down here you can go horizontal just to keep it clean there. So now we get some nice little tops and nice little trees, and they go all the way over here just a little bit. I'm horizontal now. I want to add a bit of burnt sienna to that because they seem to change in color. There we go. They're pretty far away, so you don't have too much. And over here, then we have some more trees over here. Alright, so just add some burnt sienna if you want. So when we get over to the other side, I am going to use the bigger brush again. So we did our smaller trees. Now we're going to do our bigger trees again. I'm going to add a bit of burnt sienna to those just to give it a change. I'm going to go, let's see. I think these trees are a little higher, so I'm going to tap it up here. And they come down. I can't see them very well in that picture, so I'm going to make it up. That's what you're going to do. If you can't make it out, then put something there yourself. Add a little bit of burnt sienna. And thinking there might be some high trees and some low trees. Alright. Turning my brush horizontal so I can get to the bottom here. And bring some smaller ones down here. Now you could put tape on down here if you wanted to so you won't go into your water. You could do that too. I think that's good. There we go. I'm going to use the same brush, the size 8 chisel. Goodness gracious, size 8 bristle. Yes, I'll get it out. And we're going to do the reflections. So the reflections are your dark green, and we will bring down some reflections. Now I need to be darker than that. So if you have to fix your paint up, go right ahead. Okay, and then we come down here. Comes way in. And yeah, let's see, there, down here a little bit more. And I'm going to go switch to my smaller brush. Now you can use the same small brush for all of it if you like, but like I say, I like to use my brushes because I want to see what they can do, and it's great practice. So, I mean, you can do a full painting with just one brush. You've probably seen some videos that do that. But I just like to experiment with my brushes. How are you going to know what they can do unless you use them? Now, this should be good. Straighten up the best way you can. And we're going to do this one here. We'll stay at the same brush now. A little bit of burnt sienna, whatever colors are in your tree up here. And we'll put some trees down here. So it's all thick in here. And you got some tops. try to measure it up to get some idea. All right. Comes over here a little bit. All right, we don't want to mess that, and that comes way down here because it's pretty tall. Okay, that looks good. Do you think? A little bit of reflection here. We're going to take that and divide it up a little bit because it's kind of big and I'd rather have it a bit smaller. I'm going to take my chiseled edge brush, synthetic chiseled edge, see how nice and tight it is. Alright, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to that, just so I can brighten up that center. When you see the other reference photo, you'll be able to see all these different highlights and things. Just want to brighten it up a little bit more. There we go. So you can do whatever you want, except make happy accident. It's not happy accident when you put dark into your lights. Okay, I got it brightened up a bit better there now. So when that paint dries, I can clean it up better. We don't want the green in there because there's not a reflection. Okay. All right. Nice. Now, if your clouds fade out on you because acrylics dry darker, just go back over them with some white again, just to brighten them up. Same technique, just move around on what you already did, because that will be a guide for you, okay? Yeah, acrylics are a little bit, they dry a little bit dark. I just add more clouds. Soft, fluffy clouds. Overlapping is nice too because it gives depth to your painting. So whenever you overlap, it'll give depth. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Depth. See? See, just scratch them up. See how they dry so dark? I do want soft, fluffy ones in the background, but I don't want them to disappear on me. So just scrub some more back on. See, that gives more clouds. Now, the reference photo didn't have clouds, but I wanted clouds. So when all this dries, now we can work on some highlights. Because there's wet, the highlights will only blend in with the dark colors and you won't see them. So in the reference photo we have some, I don't know what it is for sure. I've been studying the reference photo. You see all those oranges in there? See that? We're going to put them on there anyway. And see what it looks like. So let's go into our trees a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. I got my bristle brush. It's a smaller one. I'm not sure what size it is. It's all marked off, but it's smaller than the size 8, okay? And it's a bristle. And the reason I'm using bristle is because I like the texture that it creates. So for the smoother surfaces, I'd rather use the synthetic. So I'm just mixing a bit of red and yellow. And I got that little orangey color. See? Cad red, cad yellow. Makes a really nice orange. So I'm going to pick some spots where it goes. Let's see. I kind of I think it's different. I don't really know what it is now. Yes, I can change it if I want to. But I'm just going to try and stick with some of the pictures, some of the... some, just to see what it would look like, you know. If you don't like it, you can always add something else or make some changes. So we're going to say that the horizon line is here. So just at the tops, just do the tops right now. And some down here, a little bit here and there. Not really sure. If we don't like it, we can always take it out. I kind of like it. It's different. Let's tap it in, little taps. Don't push too hard. All right, that's good. Let's add a little bit of the orange on the other side too, with a bit of burnt sienna. I don't know, just to darken up a small bit. It seems to be a little darker over there. So the sun could be coming in from the center and hitting off some of these trees. And this one could be in shadow, maybe. But we have to make our own decisions here. So I'm just going to put some of that orangey color on the edge, a little bit of burnt sienna, just to give it a bit of color there. I can brighten it up a little bit more. I can even add a bit of white to it if you want, but I don't want it too bright. So I'm telling you burnt sienna and orange, but you, like I say, now you make your own decisions too. If you like just the orange, you go right ahead. Try to think of where you might think the sun is coming in. We could say it's coming from the right, but then these wouldn't be as bright, so it's really hard to know where the sun is coming from. There we go. Just that little bit of highlight really gives your tree some nice texture. And it also, layering your paint with different colors, your subjects that you're doing, brings them out really nice, much better. So that's nice. Then we'll do a little bit down here, the reflection. Very subtle because it's under the water. All right, that's it. That is it. Now what I'm thinking next is, because we're still working back here, because that tree and things is all, they're all in the front, okay? So I'm trying to work on all the back first, so that I can get that out of the way. So we have this little, here we have this little separation here, and it goes over to here. All right, so that's white with a little bit of blue, I think, because it's a little cloudy looking, isn't it? Not too much, but I might even throw in a little bit of pink. But more white than anything, okay? That's my chisel edge. See how nice and chiseled it is? You're going to need that. Now, if you got a steady hand, I don't have a steady hand, so I might need to use either a ruler. You can use a ruler, or you can use the tape. I'm going to take a chance on it, okay? I hope you don't mind. I think I'm just going to take my brush and just scoop you over. If I fool up, I'll fix it up. So I'm going to come over here. My chiseled edge. Try to keep some of that reflections going on there. And I'm going to come right over here. Not bad. Not bad for a shaky hand. It's not easy, and I'm standing up and everything, so, but you know, oh, now I'm going to fold it up. I should have left it alone. I should have left it alone, guys. Anyway, there she be. And I'm going to take what's left over on my brush, and I'm going to make some water lines on top of these here. Make sure everything is dry and make that look like it's underwater. See? Might even just scrape over a little bit like this. Turn your brush different ways just to get the look you're looking for. I can't see behind that tree, so I'm having to guess. This one here, just a few little water lines. Don't need much. Make sure your brush is still chiseled. Clean that up a little bit there. The water is kind of still, so I don't want to make it look like it's moving too much. Alright? What I'm going to do with my chiseled edge now is I'm going to clean up that edge that I made a mess of by putting in a little bit of a darker area right here. I might even throw in a little bit of black into my green just so I get that so dark that it looks like there's a good separation there. So I will wait for that to dry. Then I'll get my dark green. And I will, it looks like that comes over here, that dark line. It's way over here, like a piece of land or something. All right. There we go. See, the more things you do with it, the better it is. Let's clean up that little edge there a little bit. I want to do this so you can see if you do something and you don't like it, you can fix it. Okay? Don't want you to think that you messed it up. All right, that looks good. I don't know if you can see that, but there are some lines in the trees to make it look like probably tree trunks. So we're going to do that. So the more detail you give to your paintings, the nicer they're going to be. I'm just going to take my chiseled edge again. And I'm going to add a little bit of the grayish color. A little bit of, you can use dark green and white. A bit of black and white, whatever. Just get a bit of a grayish color. Gray. You can also make gray with ultramarine blue and burnt umber and white. Now I'm just going to see if there's any sticks in here. Let's see. Not going to do too much. That's too much for me. I'll darken it up a little bit more. That's better. It's kind of a, like there's some sticks or something going on there. So you can actually even tap on a few of those if you don't get the, right? Tapping might give them better texture. Like I said, I don't want to add too much, but going by the reference photos helping me. Alright, so that's fine, good. Now the reference photo has this little tree here, but I'm going to leave that out, okay? Decision to put in the tree next. So you can see the tree is like a letter V, right? I'll get you up there to see that. So there's the tree, and it looks like a letter V. See? So we'll go by that. We'll make the trunk and the letter V. And that's where I think will be a nice place to start. So I'm going to get my smaller chiseled edge brush out, okay? See how chiseled? Okay, smaller chiseled edge brush. And I'm going to use, I'm going to go with some black and burnt sienna because I want a really dark underpainting for the lighter part of it. I'm just putting two of them together, as you can see. And I'm on a chiseled edge. Make sure you rub your, make sure you take your brush and pull it through your paint like this so it makes it nice and chiseled. Okay, now this is the fun part. Oh, so let's say the bottom of the tree goes about here. It looks like it, doesn't it? And then you come up to about here for the trunk. That looks like it, doesn't it? We hope. And then this part comes out up here. And it almost goes to that corner, okay? So that might give you a guide. So let's say we have that part done now. And then we're going to take our chisel edge and drag, let's get more paint. And drag it up. Are you brave? You can even use some chalk if you want to mark it off first to make sure that you like where you're going. Because once you use the chalk, you can always wash it off, see? If you don't like it, and change it. Right, here goes nothing. All right. Up. Boom. Cool. We can fix that up after. And then the other one comes about here, up here. And then it branches off to 2. Let's go. All right, that's good. So I'm going to redo those because you can see through them, and I want them a little thicker. So I made the trunk on the bottom a little taller, just for more interest. Like I say, you can change things up, don't worry. And then I'm going to thicken this one up a little bit more. So I'm on chisel edge, and then I'm going to push a bit harder to make it thicker. All right. Thick. I want this one to match that one. See, just clean it up. And let's thicken up this one here. Just a black and burnt sienna, just to a nice dark underpainting. Make sure your chiseled edge, every time you go to reload, make sure that you get that chiseled edge, okay? Small little things like that really help, you know. Because we go back in and your brush is all, you know, crooked, and it'll make your tree funny. So fix it up whatever way you can. There we go. Clean up the inside. That looks better, doesn't it? Now we have to get some branches on there for those nice little leaves. Look, see those nice little leaves? Now that green that on there, that's paint. I touched it with my finger. Don't let that throw you off. Okay, here we are. Here we are. All right. Now for our tiny little branches, I got a long liner brush and I got a smaller one. So the important thing about these now for those branches are to have your the tops have to be nice and thin, almost pencil thin or even thinner, like a needle. Okay, see how thin they are? Thinner the better, okay? That'll make your life a lot more easy. So dip it into your water, and then the paint that you used for your trunk, just roll your brush around in it, okay? And then start making some branches. So now we have defined where the branches go. Let's see. Maybe there's one here. Come off the tree. Don't just jump everywhere, okay? Come off the tree, all right? So you start on the tree and then you come off. All right. Maybe there's one up here. See how nice and tiny they are? Just by using that brush. Now, there's probably one up here. Roll it around in your paint. You have to reload all the time. Maybe there's one coming over here. And maybe there's one coming off that one. So, come off of that one and bring it way down here. And maybe there's, just trying to figure out where they are on the reference photo. I'm not trying to get it exactly like it, but I like to have some idea where the, so I'm going to make up my own there now. So I'm just going to take line off a line, line off a line, line off a line, little tiny ones, a line off a line, okay, and then this one here, more, and maybe there's a little one coming out here. Down. I might speed this up a little bit for you so you won't have to. Let me know, okay, if what you think of if I speed up parts of my paintings just to get them moving for you. I don't want you to, you know, to get stuck in one place. And we move a little fast in some areas. It might help you move faster. Or we just like to keep it in real time, the whole painting in real time. So I really need your help because I'm doing these for you guys, and I need you to let me know if you like some of the paintings. I have some time-lapse ones, but they're not there for you to follow. They're there just for you to look at, and then you can decide, oh yeah, I like that painting, so I think I'll try it. And I have it in real time also. I have it in parts, and I have it in the full painting, maybe an hour and a half or more, in my Patreon page. But if you want to do it, if you don't mind the parts, I'll have them in a playlist after they're uploaded. They're published every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you can work on one part while you're waiting for the other part to come up, and practice. You know, you're no rush. But if you get in a hurry to do it, then I got lots on there, so you can do one while you're waiting for, you know, another painting while you're waiting for another one to come up. You should get notified when they're coming up. So if they're not coming up for a few days or weeks or whatever, then you can try something while you're waiting, one of my other paintings. But let me know in the comments section, you know, what you prefer. I want to do what you want me to do because it's fun for me either way. A lot of people said they liked the parts. Part 1, part 2. I'm trying to keep them down to part 1 and 2, maybe 3 at the most. I think 5 or 6 parts kind of throw you off. So, you know, I'm experimenting with this also, so I can make sure I do this right. Let me know what else you like to see me paint. I've been doing some landscapes lately. I did some animals and flowers. I like to try everything. But you let me know what you like the most. And I have some suggestions that I need to do too. I have elephants to do. I don't know anybody else out there likes elephants, you know, as a painting. I know we all love elephants and animals. I think that's enough. What do you think? I think that's enough for now. If we need more, we'll put them in. But I think I'm going to leave that. Now let's make sure that we have this That looks better. Just want to make sure it's nice and thick enough. Maybe a little bit up here too. Just make any adjustments that you need. That's better, see? Let's get a better shape. Okay. So as you can see, we have some reflection up here that should go into the water, a reflection from the sky. So I'm thinking maybe there's a little bit of blue there. Just a little bit. Not much. Just a little bit of blue and white on your brush. See, I don't have very much there. So we don't want to have to make too many changes. I might end up making a mess. So just a little bit of blue, and then we have a little bit of white from the clouds. So I'm just going to add white, more white to my brush. See, this is dry now, so it's not going to blend. Okay. We're going to have a little bit of reflection from the cloud. Just sort of wiggle your hand around a little bit to give an illusion of clouds in the water. That's all. Just be careful because it's dry. So, and you don't even have to do this if you don't want to. You can just scrape across some white. Soften it up. See? I'm just turning my brush. Chiseled edge. It's vertical, and I'm just pulling across. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? It gives it a little bit of a, see? There we go. That's nice. Now we're going to take our fan brush and we are going to highlight the tree. As you can see, the tree has bark on it. See? So we will do that. Just take your fan brush and put a white, a little bit of black, make some gray, a light gray, all right, a light gray, see? And then just take your brush right on the very edge, the right side of your tree, and touch, pull over, touch, pull over. You didn't come over far enough, just touch, pull over a little further, touch, pull over, touch, pull over. Some more paint if you need it. Pull over. Now if you find it hard with the fan brush, just use, as you can see, I had a little bit of a problem there, but I like to try it anyway. I like to experiment. Let's try our chiseled edge brush. Chiseled edge. Touch, pull over. Back to our fan brush again. If your fan brush is, if it needs to be, see, this fan brush just after curling up on me, that's why I'm having a problem. So get a fan brush and make sure it's nice and straight. So I'm going to fill that bit in there again. Let's go back to the black. All right. So I'll get the black, the gray, gray. we'll do up here. Yes, so make sure your fan brush is nice and straight. That will help tremendously. Touch on this edge and pull over. Touch and pull over. And the reason the fan brush works so good is because the bristles separate. Okay, and then you can do that again if you want with a little more highlight on your brush, a little brighter, just gray. Okay, we want to keep it gray, we don't want it too bright. Just trying to straighten it up with my brush. Alright. I also need to keep it a bit bright so you can see it. See what I'm doing, and I'm leaving some of that black in the back there, the shadow part. I'm only coming over about halfway. That's nice. There we go. We got it. We got it. Now we have some of those leaves on those branches. That's the reference photo. And we will put some on ours. I'm going to use my bristle brush. See how all the bristles are open, size 8. So if it doesn't open for you, just push it into your hand or on your tissue, just to open them up. See? And then you're going to go into some burnt sienna or burnt umber if you rather, a dark brown and a dark green. Dark brown and dark green. Alright, so with your dark green mixture, there's your brush all opened up. We're going to do those leaves now. So now you have all this to help guide you along. So pick a spot and start tapping, tap, tap, tap. Not too hard because you don't want to end up putting big blobs on. We don't want that. We just want these very, very, let's see, make sure you can see it. Now, tap, and go back and reload if you have to. See? Nice dark green. So you want them all separated in little tiny dots, don't you? Give it that illusion of go. Some places are a little bit thicker than others if you want to go by the reference photo. Jumping around on me. Jumping around. Now you might want to add a little bit of color too. Just throw in a little bit of yellow. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. My boo-boo. Okay. I'll fix that. I will fix that somehow. I'm just going to darken it up so you can't see it as much. Now you might say, How are you going to fix that? Well, when that dries, I'll probably put a bit of blue back in there to say that the sky is coming through. Right. We're getting there. Okay, only one little boo-boo. I didn't do too bad. And that's the thing about having too much paint on your brush. You gotta be careful. Things happen. All these little dots are everywhere. I might go get some more burnt sienna. So you can mix up your colors a little bit, but just keep them dark. I noticed in the reference photos some brighter colors on that side. Like I say, you don't have to do everything that the reference photo is doing. You can just do your own thing. I think that's starting to look good. Even with the little blooper. My little blooper. I got a blooper right there. So let's see how we can fix that. I like to show you anyway. So we could probably take our liner brush. You don't have to do this because you probably never made my mistake. I'm just going to put a branch back here. Break it up. Break some branches down. So if you put your trees on and we need more branches, you can still put some more there. See? Lots of things you can do. That's cute, isn't it? So the only thing I did was that little blooper there. So that if you do that, you might get really, really annoyed and think you can't fix it. When that dries, I might put a bit of blue back there just to let the sky come through a bit more. Okay? So I'm glad I make mistakes and that so I can show you how to fix them. So we'll have to let that dry. So I think that's enough leaves for now. So all you have to do is take some red and some white, red on one side and white on the other, and you can just touch in between what you did. See? And you got that, and you got one here, and you got one here, and here. And you can change up the color by adding some yellow. Just a small round brush, you just touch. The trick is putting your colors on, right, separately. I mean, that's pretty as it is. Put a couple over here. Right. And we can put some down here, which looks kind of pink. And you just take your brush and do the same thing. Just touch. It's a bit white, so I'm going to add a little bit more red to it. But don't forget, dries dark. Alright, so you got some nice nice flowers. You put the white side down or the red side to just see what comes out. Now, depending on the colors that you want, you can make all kinds of colors, but all I see here are reds and oranges, so make up whatever colors you want. So pretty. So pretty. A couple over here. So, I mean, even that alone is nice. I mean, you don't have to do much more. Then the other one I like is my big brush. The 1 inch. They have my name on. And the bristles are long and they're open. Now you're going to get some really nice... I'm going to put a few tall flowers in. These is great for tall flowers. I know it's not in the reference photo, but I just want to show it to you anyway. So I'm going to stick with the reds and yellows. Alright, so I'm just going to tap into some yellow. Tap, tap, tap till I get a little bit of yellow on my brush. And I'm going to go in with red. Now you can do it separately if you want. You can go back and forth. But you're going to end up with those colors on your brush anyway. So, right now, just make some tall little flowers. I'll put some up here by the tree. See that? Now, how cool is that? A couple of them over here. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, how cute that is. So, that part there that I fooled up, I said I was going to show you how to fix it. So I'm going to put some blue back there. Blue sky. Put it in so it looks like the sky is coming through there. That should take care of that. Add a bit more white if it's not light enough, because we need to match it up with the background, right? There we go. We'll just match it up. And that's all you have to do. You fool up. That's better. So now all we want to do is add a few more extra flowers to make it even prettier. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some highlights to these grasses here that we already have done, the dark grasses. We're going to add some yellow. So I'm just going to take my bristle brush and I'm going to put some yellow on the top of my bristles, and I'm just going to tap on some of these. See, these bristles will spread it out for you, see? See that? Isn't that nice? Make sure they're nice and bright, even if you got to add a bit of white to them, because what happens, acrylics, they do fade out when they dry. So what you want to do is you want to make sure they're nice and bright, okay? Keep some dark on the bottom here, mostly on the top. Leave some of those flowers there, but we can go between those. Nice. See, that bristle brush is really, really good. See how pretty it's making it? So you can always enhance your paintings. And because our acrylics dry a more dull color, add a bit of white to your brighter colors just to keep it opaque and keep those colors nice and bright. See? Nice and bright there now. I pushed a little bit too hard, that's why they came out a little bumpy. So try to keep just the tip. Yeah, there we go, that's better. Good. That's better, it gives it a bit more life. See, you want to give life to your paintings, add bright colors and spots. And to get those bright colors, add a bit of white to your light colors like yellows. And not red, because red will turn pink on you. But in the yellows especially. And greens. So now you got some really nice highlights there of yellows. That really breaks it up nicely, doesn't it? So now I'd like to put some long, a liner brush, and I like to put some nice long stems and things, foliage. So I'm just going to make nice dark with yellow and blue. And make some nice long stems. There we go, that's nice. See? Nice long stems. We can put some flowers on those, see? A nice long flowers. Good. A little bit of a shadow on the edge of that one. You want dark against light, like I always say. You gotta have, so you can see it better. So it'll be a little darker against the light. Just go over it with some dark shadow. There we go. You can have as many as you want. Good. Make some nice green flowers coming up here with some yellow on the edge. Just making some foliage. That's all. Don't forget to lighten up the side where the sun is coming in. So we want a bit of a highlight on this edge here, because I'm trying to figure out where the sun is, you know, that way you'll be able to get your light source. Good. Get some nice red flowers there. So we're going to add some little flowers around here, some taller ones. Nice tall flowers. That will give it a more interest to your painting. You can use the same brush and you can put in some lilacs. So we'll put in some red and blue and some white. No need to mix it all up. Just tap it on your brush here. Your same round brush is fine. And then you can just tap it on. Pick a spot. Maybe this one here might be nice. Just tap on those lilacs. They got a bit of a pointy top. There we go. You want a little more purple, you can add more red. Okay. Some white. See, I'm not even mixing. That's the way I like to do my work. My paintings, I should say. I'll tap a little bit up there, and then I'm going to see how much nicer they come out like that when you don't mix the colors. How pretty. Let's put in a few more because they're fun. So just mix your red and blue together. Don't even have to mix it totally together. And then a bit of red, a bit of white I should say. See a bit of white? So red and blue, and then tap into your white, and then pick another one. Let's see, where else can we put one? You put them anywhere. Make sure your little pointy top, and then you can move on down. Okay, just like that. Right, just like that. Want them thicker on the, just push a little bit harder, that's all. See? Let's try another one. Maybe there's another one here. Touch, tap, 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 tap. Move away from the one you already did. Try not to go over twice. Not unless it's totally dark and you don't have any highlight that you can go over it again. It's cute. I might put one here. I don't have a stem, but I can always make one anyway without a stem. Just let you know that you can do that. See? They're pretty. They are pretty. So you can have as many of those as you want. There's going to be lots of flowers here. There could be lots of flowers. So if you want to get that pointed top, you just lift off your brush so that the dots get smaller and smaller. Okay. All right, that should be enough for there, I think. You know, like I said, it's have as many as you want. You won't have too many either. You won't have too many. All right, so let's see what else we can put in there. So anytime if you make too much, say yellow grass or whatever, you can always add some shadows back into it just by making these little dots between what you already did. And that will give you some contrast so that your little yellow bits of grass and flowers or whatever you're putting there stand out more. See that? It makes it stand out more when you get, because if you get a big blob like this and it's all over the place, then just put some dabs of shadow color in between them. Shadow color can be a dark purple. It can be a burnt umber. It can be a really dark green. So that kind of makes it jump out more. And if you want to, then you can take the same brush. These little brushes are great for making small flowers and leaves and things. So what you can do is you can get your yellow, a little bit of blue, so you can make a nice green. And then you can add some white to that, brighten it up nice and bright. And then you can tap on some of those lights here and there to make little flowers in and around these areas. They can be anywhere. Okay. Just little dots, and that will help bring out some little extra flowers here and there. See, you can do on top of what you already did if you like. See? All right. You make a light green, dark green, a white. Depends on what you're looking for, you know. Just flowers and foliage, and little dots of color. So it kind of adds something nice to it there, right? Just pick, try not to fill in your darks, just your lights. Go on top of what you already did. See? Already it's coming to life, isn't it? I like the red flowers, they're nice. So if you like red flowers, you can put in more, you know. Have as many as you want. Just make them a little bigger so you can see them, that's all. Just red and a letter U. Letter U helps, letter U. There we go, the letter U. See? It can be turned either way. It can be turned different ways, you know, just to give it a look. Different shape. You can add a little bit of white to your brush with the red, but don't mix it. And then you can get some of these really nice little highlights on your flower without even trying. See? You still make the letter U. Look. See that? How quick that was? See? So dip into your red and then on the other side of your brush, or you know, just have red on one side if you want and white on the other, and with the red side down, you can make these pretty little roses. See? Look how easy. Just make the letter U. That's it. Get a little stem. We'll put a stem there after. Nice little roses. How about some nice blue roses? Make a light blue. Right, light blue. And then a little bit of white on the edge there too. And you can have some blue flowers, right? Put them wherever you want them. I find blue flowers in a painting is beautiful. Really adds to it. Just making a little letter U. Make them look like flowers, that's all. But see, the colors are starting to really brighten up and make that painting so beautiful. Nice. Now, so let's take a flat brush and add some yellow on one side and blue on the other. That'll turn green. So blue and yellow. We'll just make, this is a flat brush. It makes it a bit easier to make some nice stems. Look at that nice stem. We got some nice stems going on here. Probably need a couple down here. There we go. I don't think we need too many, but it's nice to have some stems around. Just extending some of them. Kind of nice, isn't it? So put some flowers on that, and then that's about it. You can do whatever else you want with it. I got my nice reflections here. We did this by a reference photo, and I found a reference photo was really nice. It didn't have enough flowers, so I thought, you know, it'd be nice to have some flowers here. I've seen some beautiful pictures of flowers, and I thought it would be nice to have some here. Now, we don't want flowers that are going to be as light as the background, so we have to make them, so if you want a light flower, bring it right up into that dark area right here, so that when you put in a flower, even though it's high, when you put in a flower, you're going to be able to see it, because it's going to be white. If you go here, we're going to have to make darker flowers, okay? So just wanted to point that out. We can make a nice light flower over here, because you got a dark background. So let's try that. Let's go with some daisies or something like that. Something light. Something light, white, and pretty. So let's go with some red for a center with a bit of yellow. So all I'm doing is I'm picking up some red and yellow on my brush. See? Just like that. We'll make some centers so that we can see it. So it can be here. And maybe one here. Maybe a bit more yellow. Maybe even a little bit of white just to bring it out a bit. Don't want it to be too white. I want it to... You can see those centers there now, see? Now clean off your brush and we'll go with the white. Your brush should be still a little bit dirty, which is good because we don't want a total white. We want some shadow in there too. Alright. Just put white on the same brush, or use whatever brush you use to make flowers, okay? This should be good. So I'm just going to touch. And if you can't do it that way, just do it this way. Gives you a simple little flower there. And then one here. More white. That's the only way you're going to see your flowers. So just get your centers, a bit of red, bit of yellow, and get a center for your flower. If you need more yellow, just go get it. Lay it on top of your red. There we go. Clean off your brush. Pick up white. And then just pull out some of these nice little petals. Right? Get some more white. If you need more white, just go get it. Go over it again if you have to. So that's the simplest way to do that, just by pulling out from your center. You could, like I said, you can tap, touch, and you can pull out, okay? So you go touch, pull out. Just trying to show you some different ways in case you find it difficult. Pull out. All right, so that's nice. Try to get you can pull in, see? So always try to find ways that's easy for you, because you might be trying to follow a tutorial and they may do it a certain way, and you might find it very difficult to do their way. So if you can find an easier way, go for it, you know, to make it easier for you, and that way you'll be able to enjoy your paintings better. Now we got to figure out how we can get some flowers in here so that they're nice and dark enough so you can see them. Because the background is really dark, light. See? So this is a good lesson in, make sure if you got a dark background, if you want to put white flowers on, that'll be the best place. Find the darkest area. You want to put dark flowers on. Make sure your back area is light. That goes in any painting. You can be doing a still life, and make sure your background is either dark or light, depending on how dark or light your flowers are. So dark against light, light against the dark. So let's get a nice green, dark green center. Let's put one right here. Green center. And we will probably add a few other colors to that after, but I'm going to clean off my brush or use another brush. I'm still using the round brush, and I am going to make a purple color. I think it'll be nice, even though our background's purple. As long as it's nice and dark, you'll be able to see that. Okay, so just make a nice dark purple. There we go. Might even add a bit of yellow to that, you know. Yellow makes a really nice purple, greenish hint of green, or I don't know, it's just beautiful colors. So I'm just going to make my stems, and I'm probably just going to pull them out, see if that works. that's kind of nice. I think I'll leave that. Now I'm going to highlight it a bit, and then I'm going to add another one here. Alright, and pull out. I want to make them nice and dark so you can see them, but once you put your highlights on, they'll even look better. Pull out, one in the center, out, 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 out. That's a nice one. How about a red one? I'm just going to leave my brush dirty. I'm going to leave my brush dirty so you see what kind of flower I can get. I'm just going to put a little center, and I'm going to pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out. It's a cute little flower, isn't it? Something different. Alrighty then. I'm going to try something with yellow, but I want to make a green stem first. So I think I'll put it here. So I'm just going to make this stem like this. Pull it up like that. And we'll go with the red and orange, like kind of more yellow with a little bit of red. Just trying to think, a little bit of red mixed in with my yellow. See what that will come out with. I like experimenting, so don't be afraid to experiment. Pull a few of those back into that. It's nice. That's pretty, that's different. Let's see what else we want. We got those there, they're okay, but we got another. Have another yellow flower here. So I'm just going to put a center, then I'm going to take yellow and I'm going to pull it out. Just want to make sure you can see it. So I got I left some shadow on my, there we go. Let's put one right here because it looks like it's empty here. Just going to put a stem there first. And I'm going to put a dark center here. Like that. Then I want to clean my brush so I can get more yellow. I'm going to get a bit of yellow and white. Hopefully it's not too bright for the background. Then I'm going to add some of these. It's pretty. I think we're getting close to, we don't need too many more now. This one here, I'm going to add some yellow highlights to the center there just to brighten it up. A little bit of white so you can see it. So maybe we can add a few more little, you got some nice blue ones down there, just probably somewhere along here. We can add a couple more of those lighter ones just to brighten it up a bit. Get some white and then find your stem and pull it out. See if you pull away, it gives you a nice little flower. Isn't that cute? Try one over here. I need more white. And we can add a center to that. Nice. I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting here. Just add a little bit of a edge to it here, just on the very end tips, so you don't lose your flower, okay? Just on the very edges, just to keep it from, just so you can see it. Good. A little bit of yellow. Highlight up here. A bit of red. Nice, isn't it? Good. So anywhere you want to highlight anything, you can certainly do that. You know, just, but only use this, the very edges of the flower, so you don't lose the whole flower. You know. So you can have blue flowers. Just pull it out like that, see? Then have your center. Yellow be nice. And then your little stem. So little flowers are nice because it really brings the painting together. Oh, what happened to that one? It looks like it is lost. Alright, so let's finish it off with some little tiny flowers. So what we'll do is we'll make some smaller flowers with our bristle brush. Okay, that's our, we call it chip brush. You can get in my Amazon shop. And see how the edges are nice and separated, and they're all different lengths, and they're all separated really nice. So you just dip into whatever colors you want. I'm going to dip into some yellows and reds for now. Right, like that. And then I'm going to put some smaller flowers. Now this, see how, look, I spent an hour trying to make these little flowers, but this brush will make your flowers so fast. Like that. Look, they're all flowers. Look at that. Look. Isn't that amazing? You don't have anything to do. So now we got all kinds of flowers going on there. Depends on what colors you want too. See that? This brush is a miracle. I should have called it the magic brush. Magic brush, magic paint, magic mist. Everything I got is magic. So I just clean off my brush a bit so I can decide what other color flowers I want. I want, let's see, maybe some blue and white. I love blue and white flowers. Alright. I got a bit thick, so I got to be careful, because if you make it too thick, it'll come out in like, you know, come out pretty bad. So I just wipe some of it off, and I'm just going to punch in a few of these bluer flowers. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Just look at that. Isn't that, I mean, that's, that is fantastic. Look. Look at that. So, how pretty is that? So you can put all kinds of flowers there. You want more white, little white flowers, just touch. Look. It's unbelievable what this brush can do. See? Look how lively now that painting is. See, with all those flowers there. So lively. So lively. And I should put some up by the tree there. There we go. But look at that life come into that flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's really nice. So that brush is amazing for making all kinds of little flowers. Alright. So there we go. I think I'll leave that. That's kind of nice. It's lots of flowers around, and you don't have to put that many in. I just put in as many as I could to try and show you what, you know, what way you can do different flowers and things like that. So, you know, so you can have a bit of fun with the time. You can have whatever kind of flowers you want. You know. I always have to pick. That's nice. That's a nice little flower. Alrighty then, I think I'll leave it at that. Okay, so there it is. There's a nice painting with some flowers in the front, and you can put in as much as you want. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this painting, and you guys let me know if you want me to do some other paintings with a theme, or, you know, do you want to see more animals, more landscapes, seascapes, whatever. Just let me know what you like the best, and I will do my best to get as many in as I can. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye from Allison Pryor.